Hello! Welcome to Cat's Paw. Welcome to my shop. This is where it all happens. As you can see, it is spatially challenged.
Also, hello friends, I'm here too.
Hi.
Hey. Hey, girl, hi. What does this do?
That's a forge. And if anybody out there is watching recognizes this forge, it is, yes, the very same one that Sam Fowler on YouTube was selling, and might still be selling, I'm not actually sure, and that Alex Steele promoted for a little while. And I ordered the kit and welded it together, and it has been working for me ever since.
That's pretty cool. Also, whew, we're too close. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hey, that's way better.
Step back.
Are these things?
What things?
What are these things?
Oh, the basic set of tools, I leave them out because they're the most used of my struck tools. A hot cut chisel, a round punch, which I just retempered the other day, and my square marking punch. That's what I put all the marks in.
Nice. I personally appreciate the... What is this?
This is the super high
The toaster oven?
The super high-tech tempering oven, which is, yes, it is just a toaster oven.
Spectacular.
Yes.
Are these also some... Oh, look at those wizard hooks. Is that the one that you made in the video?
This one is, and this is actually the first one that I made ever.
Oh, neat.
And,
That's awesome.
You know, it's a little wavy. You might look a little inebriated.
Right, but you know, you do what you gotta.
Yeah, a lot of these are the first of the projects. This is a draw knife I made out of that file that you found.
That I found in the ground at a cemetery.
Yes, the very same. From
Waste not, want not.
Yes. From abandoned scrap to useful tool.
Yeah, definitely.
Some
leaves.
Yeah, some leaves. I tried forging and might try again.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Also, it's important to mention that we decided to film this on the coldest day of the year thus far.
Yeah, it's a balmy 5 degrees right now, and that's Fahrenheit, the real temperature. And
oh snap! Shots are fired.
Yeah, I mean, look at my slide.
Look at these. Look at this bucket of ice. Sure, why not?
That's a solid chunk of ice, which I have to figure out how to melt.
I was actually wondering about that. As it gets colder, like, what do you do?
I might have to add some salt to it, which will change what I can quench as far as like tool steels go.
Right.
But I believe the 1045 that I've been making tools out of can also be a brine quench.
Oh, neat.
So that might work out, or I might have to just keep a bucket of water inside and go grab it whenever I need to quench something that only takes water.
Look at this anvil.
Look at this anvil.
Tell me about this anvil.
Well,
Oof.
when I was
Maybe don't
first
kneel like
interested
that.
in blacksmithing, I was looking for an anvil, and ever since Forged in Fire, the TV show happened, anvil prices have skyrocketed.
That's for sure.
And I wound up driving to New Hampshire to go get this anvil from a lovely couple who run an antique tool store.
Yeah.
The vintage tool shop out in New Hampshire, and if you're out that way, I would suggest
definitely go see them because they're very nice.
Suggest a visit because they're pleasant.
Yeah.
Suppose I should say we're doing the shop tour today because I've run out of gas.
Yeah.
And there isn't much to do except some
freeze outside on camera.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Which brings us to this project.
Yeah. What does this do?
This is what will hopefully be my solid fuel forge or coal forge. I made it out of a water heater that I found on the side of the road. I basically just hogged out a middle section of it, cut one end off, turned it around, and hammered it in here. The brake rotor just kind of sets in there, and this one's got a nice deep tray, depression, something.
Basin?
Yeah.
Something.
The
Inside.
part where the parking brake goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it just drops into RIP headphone users. I guess more work that should be done is I gotta turn this concave depression into a dome, a convex surface. So cut this off, turn it around, re-weld it back on, cut a hole in it for the flue, and plumb up the air blast, which the air blast will come from this guy over here, which is a nice old Buffalo Forge hand crank blower. It's
Yeah.
probably over 100 years old, as is the anvil. So,
I feel like that's the way it is with blacksmithing tools, though.
it is. It's amazing how old the stuff you find that still works and can still be used.
Should we also mention the toothpick burner? That's in the
The
corner.
toothpick burner? Yep, it takes toothpicks,
Right.
it burns them.
Yes. There's a
Natu-
story behind this we'll probably tell you at some point.
Yeah,
But
but
look at the toothpick burner.
the challenge here is running the flues out the building, and just how I'm going to go about that, and how much that's going to cost.
Right.
Because
This is
chimney
for sure.
stuff and exhaust piping is not cheap. As I'm learning.
Also, I'd like to take a moment to apologize for any sort of like shaking or awkward cuts because it's cold. But anyway, what is this?
What is this?
Yeah, what does that do?
Are you pointing at the torch?
Yes.
You are pointing at
I mean,
the
I
torch.
assume I am.
Yes. This is my oxyacetylene torch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fairly small setup, and if I ever want to run a rosebud, it's not the best to do it out of this size acetylene tank, but it's okay. There's a workaround. I just hook up the propane. Except today, because I'm out.
Because you're out. Which is why we're freezing outside.
Yes. But it has proven to be one of the more useful tools I've ever gotten, and one of the more multifunctionals.
Yeah. Neat.
As you can see, this corner of the shop is
it's
still used for
Yeah,
storage,
still also storage. We are still in a garage.
basically.
But
If you'd seen what it looked like before,
carry.
it was all
yes,
storage.
we've done a decent job of making space. Look at these racks!
Look at these racks.
That,
This is my steel racks.
Yeah.
I had the brilliant or not so brilliant idea to just bend up some railroad spikes, and it was good practice punching the holes for the mounting bolts or screws, and they work. I can store my steel on the wall without
was
having
a
to
good idea.
prop them up.
those are really spikes, actually. Let's get a close up. Look at that. Pretty neat.
It's so industrial.
It's pretty cool. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about?
Yeah, I mean, not much. There's not much to see, is there?
Right. It's a small shop. It's a short tour.
It's an 8x16 shop, and I can basically pivot on one leg and reach anything I want.
This is true.
Grinder. Vise.
Oh yeah, there's
Which-
a vice.
yeah,
Hi,
look at
surprise,
this
there's a
vice.
vice here.
Someday I'll get a leg vise, but for now this one's been working pretty well. And my adjustable bending forks / vice inserts have proven quite useful. My not so solid bench, which will need to be sturdied, but it was here already,
Yeah.
and I just basically kind of moved in and started forging. So everything's kind of a work in progress. Don't forget the first aid kit.
Oh right, very important.
The-
First aid kit
Very important first aid.
and a flashlight.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
and a lamp. Sure, why
I
not?
guess inside the cabinet is just various tools, safety equipment, oil and whatnot.
As you do.
Right. Basically that shelf is all tools that I've made.
Yeah. Which, if anyone's interested, you'll probably show them how to make. But we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. So I appreciate the chalkboard.
Yes. I guess to close out, the most important part of the whole workshop is this sign.
Let's get close there.
have to look at it whenever I leave, so, you know, it's good to not burn the place down.
It's good life advice.
Yeah.
Stop. Are all the gases shut down?
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for coming along on this impromptu shop tour,
Yeah,
I guess.
this impromptu, very cold, very neat shop tour.
Yeah. Anyway,
Thanks for showing us around.
you're welcome. I think we're gonna go back inside now.
Yes, please.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.